Welcome back to Robot Bricks. We have the new robots and upgraded machines, part 2. As we have 4 newcomers and 5 upgraded machines. So I guess without further ado, let us begin part 2. This time we'll start with the new robots. So the first of the new competitors for Robot Bricks, coming from Vero Beach, Florida, Axe Backwards. So this robot is a generic drum spinner, and it does have dual attacking arms. Its strengths are I don't really know. It's got pretty good control and can drive inverted, but yet again his axe heads can retract. And this robot has a lot of weaknesses, similar with the Bale Spear, are that the axe heads pop off very easily. The robot can be split down the middle, just like in real life. It's got exposed wheels, and the drum barely does anything. And yet again, I tried making this robot look accurate, and pretty much the only thing I got accurate with its axe heads. As that's basically it for Axe Backwards. Hope he makes it to the tournament. Not. Oh, and also, forgot to mention, I think this robot kind of looks a lot like Barbarous 2 from Robot Wars. Or Barbarous, whatever you call it. The next newcomer, coming from Denton, Texas, Dragon Slayer. Oh yes, this is probably one of my favorite newcomers I made. Well, besides Blood Shark. But anyways, this robot is a vertical spinner. If it works, which doesn't. As it's got a pretty decent spinner, and does kind of drive inverted. But its only problems is that its spinner will always keep stalling no matter what. It has durability issues, and the spinner can kind of break off easily, similar with, like Bombshell, for example. Like, sometimes its spinner will break often, as that happens a lot. And also same with Witchcraft here, who has an upgraded bar. And it does kind of have, it was originally planned to have interchangeable wedgelets at the front, but ultimately it was dropped. So yeah, that's Dragon Slayer, one of my favorite robots. Well, besides Rusty. As next up, coming from Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's Green Scorpion. And this thing looks pretty terrifying. I mean, it's got like fangs at the front, and I try to make it a bit as terrifying as ever, but it just kind of looks like a female scorpion. Anyways, this robot is a mix between Dead Metal and Shunt, with Shunt having the axe head, and Dead Metal having the pincers at the front. Anyways, this robot is pretty cool. Its strengths are, it's pretty durable, it can kind of self-right, and it shows pretty good control. Only weaknesses is that it's never tested in battle. But I kind of tested it a few times, and it's pretty good. And it's pretty durable. So, might as well say it's part of the 3 robots that don't have weaknesses. Oh, Shatter and Sir Swirls a lot. And the final newcomer is coming from Kyoto, Japan, Rainbow Road. As this is probably another one of my favorites. Well, besides Dragon Slayer and Rusty, obviously. And maybe Warhead. And Death Roll. Anyways, this robot here is kind of similar to 3 robots. Warhead, Kingpin, and Rainbow. With Warhead having the arms at the front, but they move back and forth like this instead of up and down. But it can do that also. And it's also got a bar spinner it's like an undercutter similar to, Kingpin, but most notably like Valkyrie, but no one cares about Valkyrie. I'm more interested in Kingpin because, well, his robot does the robot does suck, but it's the best I got. But I love this robot. And also Rainbow, also from Season 4, because it's got like an entire deck of rainbow, of like a rainbow pattern. It's also got a wedge at the back. So this robot is kind of similar to Rainbow, and maybe a mix in with Carbide. I don't know. But this robot, its strengths are, it's pretty durable, it can self-right, and I don't know about the weapon. And it does kind of drive inverted, but not really. So that's why I just made these arm appendages right here. As for weaknesses, I don't necessarily know. Maybe the whole thing is just probably going to break apart at some point. Anyways, now for the upgraded robots. The first of the upgraded machines coming from Oxford, UK. Doctor Who? And yes, I think the new design for this robot was already leaked for the Season 2 Robot Bricks trailer. I knew I should have introduced this robot sooner. But anyways, it did originally have a front plow at the front, but ultimately it failed. And at the end I gave it to King Megabot, which I'll show later. So, it's just its primary weapon is mainly its dual like appendages at the top, kind of similar to both Green Scorpion, Rainbow, and Axe Backwards. But Green Scorpion uses the pincers to like grab a hold of a robot, and Rainbow Road uses the appendages to self-right. But Axe Backwards kind of uses it as like an attack position. And same with Doctor Who right here. Anyways, strengths are, it's pretty nifty durable. It's got a bit of good control, and it's pretty heavy as well. I think it's probably like part of the heaviest robots, if I'm honest. But anyways, weaknesses, it doesn't really have the strength to get back up, and its head knocks off very easily. So it just kind of looks like Mechagodzilla after a battle. But anyways, enough with Doctor Who, because apparently he's got a fight with Deep Six coming soon. As the next one, coming from Toronto, Canada, it's Happy Go Wedge. And no, not Red Devil or Lucky. It's just Happy Go Wedge. I got the name Happy Go Wedge from Happy Go Lucky, which is something they will kind of say, I believe, in Ireland. But I wanted to be big real. In fact, this is probably, if most people would be honest, it's probably the most bland robot out there. I mean, it's just a chunky wedge, and it barely does anything. And it shuts off every single hit Double World takes to him. Well, now I upgraded him to hopefully make him more durable and more satisfying so that people will stop telling me to upgrade this robot. Which, again, this robot does kind of suck. But it's the best I got. As it's got a lifter at the front. It's supposed to grapple onto the robots. So it's kind of like a control bot similar to Quaker, which is now a Crusher. But anyways, this robot kind of clamps down with force. It does have teeth at the top, but I didn't make it yet. As hopefully it will be coming soon in the first episode of Robot Bricks, and it's in the first fight where this robot will face Mammoth. As strengths are, I don't really know. I mean, it's durable, it's got good control, and it's pretty low to the ground. Like that. Weaknesses are, it kind of self-rights, but has problems doing it. And same with Orby Blade. And it's got exposed wheels. So that's going to be a problem for Happy Go Wedge when it faces spinners. But anyways, next robot, coming from Burlingame, California, I think I said that correctly, is Helichopper. Yes, this robot is pretty nifty, and it has a lot of upgrades, especially to its spinner. So anyways, the base here, which holds the spinner in place, is now permanently attached to it, so that hopefully it doesn't bust out every single time it gets hit or breaks. Speaking of which, here is the spinner itself, and I attached so much tape and glue dots to it so that it would hold together so that it won't break easily. Just like its bout against Longboard from episode 2, season 1, and during the losers bracket rumble. I don't know. Anyways, strengths are, it's got a pretty nifty spinner, and it is quite devastating, might I ask. And yeah, mostly this robot is pretty cool. As part of its weakness is that it can't get back up. That's its main weakness. And also, it kind of has exposed wheels, but no one really cares about that. Anyways, next contestant is King Megabot. Now, King Megabot is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, this robot is from Oxford, UK. If I can... No, this robot is from Derby, UK. I forgot to say it. Anyways, this robot has a lot of upgrades. So, this section right here is made double the size where it mounts the spinner. Instead of a buzzsaw on the side, instead it has a bar spinner. And I also added some WD-40 to it, so hopefully it will spin much better. I also did that with a Martian and a Death Roll. And at the front, it has a wedge, like a small wedge at the front, to hopefully lift another robot. Like, for example, if it was going up against Helichopper... Oops. Then it could easily get underneath a robot pretty easily. But anyways, this robot also has a newly updated flipper. And you may be asking, wait, isn't that the lifter for Doctor Who? And you're right. It actually is. So, and this robot is pretty good. Its only weakness is that it can't get back up also. And this exposed antenna at the top will hinder it from most fights, especially when facing axe robots. And the final robot to take a look at, it was going to be Nuts 2, only having like one flail, but no one cares about that. It is Tombstone. And coming from Placerville, California. So what's the upgrades to this robot? Well, I made the inside of it. I made these two panels kind of look identical and try to make it more durable. And again, I have no clue how this robot lost to Nuts 2 in the last season. But anyways, this robot is made more durable, but its only weaknesses, again, it's got exposed wheels, and this time it's chassis durability, not the whole robot's durability. Everyone's durability is good, some are bad, but whatever the case, it's still the same. Okay, no one will get that line. But anyways, this is Bonzel28 signing out, and we'll see you on May 13th for Robot Bricks Season 2. And yes, I changed the date also. I don't want to wait another month just for a small LEGO premiere to come on. So anyways, I hope you're doing okay. We'll see you next time on May 13th. Unless there's updates.